Want to go right to the great Tom Homan, President and CEO of Border911, former acting ICE director. Tom, how you doing, sir?
You're doing good. Thanks for having me.
Really good to talk to you. I hate we only got a few minutes here, but thanks for giving it to us. So, give us your go-to. Like you're on the subway, you bump into someone on the sidewalk, and they say, "Oh, I saw you at a Trump rally. You're the border guy. What's so bad about the border anyway?" What's your quick 20-second pitch as to how awful the situation is?
Well, we went from the most secure border in my lifetime, where illegal immigration was down 83 to 90%. Illegal immigration was down to a 45-year low, and within months to historic illegal immigration numbers we've never seen before. And it wasn't because of incompetence. It wasn't because of mismanagement. It was done by design. So we got the first president in the history of this nation who came into office and unsecured the border. Every president I worked for, starting with Ronald Reagan, took some steps to secure the border. Even Clinton and Obama took steps. They understood you can't have strong national security. We don't have border security because you need to know what's coming in, who's coming in. But President Biden is the first president in the history of this nation who came in office and unsecured the border on purpose.
Do you know why?
Well, they see a future political benefit from it. I mean, I think a lot of them think these are future Democratic voters, but they don't have to get to that point, because what Biden also did is he overturned the Trump census rule, which means millions of these illegal aliens in sanctuary cities will be counted in the next census, which is going to result in more seats in the House for the Democrats. They perceive a future political benefit from this, and it's a shame that they sold this country's security and sovereignty out for future political power. There is no other reason to open a border. There's no other reason. There's no justification for more illegal immigration, more illegal drug flow, more sex trafficking of women and children, more known suspected terrorists crossing the border. There's no reason to open the border up other than perceiving a future political benefit.
But all the economic benefits. We just played a clip. I hope the sarcasm came through. We just played a clip from local Boston affiliate that talked about a new study that came out, Tom, that talked about the economic boon that illegal immigrants give to a given area of wherever they are.
There's no economic boon. What they do, they displace American workers. They drive wages down. Look, I tell you, this is a true story. I put a roof on my house a couple of years ago because of the storm damage. I had to call 5 different companies before I found a company that guaranteed me a legal workforce. But a father and a son showed up who used to run a company with 20 U.S. citizens that replaced roofs. It was just him and his son now. They wanted to see if they can just repair it rather than replace the whole roof, because they can't do a whole roof. And he told me that after having this business for over 20 years, he had to lay off 20 United States citizen employees because he couldn't win a bid to repair a roof anymore, because he's paying U.S. citizens $20 an hour on the roof, and other companies hire illegal aliens at $7 an hour on the roof. He couldn't compete. He couldn't win the award. That's one story out of many. We shut down, I was the ICE director, we shut down a meatpacking plant in Kansas City. And guess who replaced those illegal aliens? We removed them, the black community. So no, illegal aliens displace the low-wage United States citizens worker. They push wages down, and look, they spend more than they make. I mean, with social services alone. I mean, right now you got hospitals that are declaring bankruptcy, especially in Yuma. They can't afford to pay their bills because the whole maternity ward is full of illegal aliens. Trauma centers are being infected. Schools are overcrowded. Social service systems are overspent. So no, I don't believe the hype. I've been doing this for over 30 years. There's no good to illegal immigration, none. And when people say, "Well, they're just trying to come here and get a better life," you got to understand, 31% of women that make their journey get raped by the criminal cartels. They got over 1,700 migrants that died on U.S. soil since Joe Biden became president. We got 112,000 dead Americans because of the open border and the fentanyl coming across. No, there's no good to illegal immigration. Illegal immigration is not a victimless crime, no matter what they say, because I know the whole ugly underbelly of how these people are treated and the way these cartels are operating.
We got to talk. We need more time, Tom, here. But let me ask you, you spent a lot of time with Donald Trump personally. What is Trump saying behind the scenes about the border?
It's a travesty. He agrees with me that he cannot believe any commander-in-chief will come in and unsecure the border. And look what resulted in it. I mean, we got record numbers of fentanyl deaths. Like the borders, he created such a chaos. The border patrol's overrun. I've been on the border a dozen times in the last year. 70 to 90%. That's an actual number. 70 to 90% of agents have been pulled off the line to process this humanitarian illegal alien crisis. When you take 70, 90% of agents off the line, you got vast open parts of the border. That's when the fentanyl comes across. That's when the other drugs come across. That's when the criminals and gang members come across. That's when people, non-respected terrorists come across. That's when the sex trafficking coming across because the border is wide open. There's been several times this past year in certain sectors, whether it's Eagle Pass or Yuma or El Paso, where they pulled every single Border Patrol agent off the line, off patrol. There wasn't a single uniform on patrol for hundreds of miles of border for days. So this is, again, you don't think the cartels had a field day with that? When the cartels know what they do, they push a big group of 200 families from one area. And they know that whatever's left on the border, that 30% is going to seize the opportunity to go deal with that humanitarian crisis, which opens up hundreds of miles of unpatrolled border. And so the cartels create these gaps to move the drugs and move the people that don't want to be caught. Now, here's what the most important thing people understand. We now have 1.9 million known gotaways. They're caught on video, drone traffic, sensor traffic, cross the border, weren't apprehended. They paid more to get away. Why would people pay more to get away? Why not turn yourselves into Border Patrol, get released within 24 hours, get a free airline ticket to the city of your choice, get work authorization, get a hotel room, get 3 squares a day and medical attention? Who doesn't take advantage of that giveaway program? Why do 1.9 million people pay more to get away? Because they don't want to be fingerprinted, they don't want to be vetted. That should scare the hell out of everybody. That 1.9 million people chose to pay more to get away.
When you talk to Trump about it, all the reasons you just said, of course, and it's like obvious to any normal person, what you're saying is bad. Why do you think Trump cares so much? Like, why does he have like a visceral, guttural reaction to what's happening?
Look, I worked with this man for years, and I've been with him in private settings, Air Force One, the Oval Office. I've been with him in Mar-a-Lago. The man loves his country, and he had great success on securing the border. People can argue, hey, the guy's mean, whatever. If you're looking for perfection, you better wait for the second coming of Jesus. I've never met a perfect man. But I will say this. I've worked for 6 presidents starting with Ronald Reagan on the border, and they all took steps to secure the border. No one did more than Donald Trump. What he did was unprecedented. He moved illegal immigration until 45 years old. And people want to say his policy is inhumane. Well, I argue this. Doctors Without Borders, a nonpartisan group, said 31% of women making that journey get raped. So when Donald Trump had illegal immigration at 45-year low, when he had illegal immigration down 90%, when 90% less people were coming, how many women didn't get raped? How many children didn't drown in the river? How many migrants didn't die crossing the border? How many pounds of fentanyl didn't make the country get 100% border charges drawn the line? How many women and children were sex trafficked?
We got to hit the break here, Tom. Let's do it again, sir. I appreciate you. There's actually a Border 911 gala coming up on April 4th in Mar-a-Lago, emceed by our previous guest, Sebastian Gorka. And you can just go to border911.com for information on that if you'd like to attend there and just anything else related to this all-important topic. Tom Homan, great to talk to you, Tom. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah, Tom will certainly be, like, this is what you're voting for. You're not just voting for Donald Trump or Joe Biden. If you vote for Joe Biden, you vote for Mayorkas. You vote for Donald Trump, you're voting for Tom Homan to be your border czar.